today. We had some early maintenance this morning, so by the time I got around to getting to the game, I realized that we were getting ready to hit into maintenance, and we just come out of it maybe half an hour ago or so. So I've been trying to catch up with everything. On the bright side, I got most of my housework done, so for real life anyway. Let's just pop a little tweet out, as I am still looking to hand out some more EUNA CBT codes, so looking to get people to drop in and pick those up. Okay, so we are back on Thovan's plot. I wrote him a really big summary yesterday, and he's already responded, and we've kind of come to the conclusion that most of the stuff is going really well. There's just a lot of little details that we're looking to add in. The big thing though is he would like me to build a desk feature right about here, if I understood him correctly. I hope so. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move this off side here. Let's just shrink that down for now. Push it to the side for the moment. Just right there. And what he suggested was, since I haven't really attached this particular piece to anything in particular, he's thought maybe this could be kind of the base of it, the centerpiece of the desk, I guess. So let's just dive right in and see if we can kind of fashion a nice type of desk feature for him. Trying to see how best to situate this. Little antennas on the side make it kind of awkward. Now, he kind of wants it like, this is kind of, I don't know, when he described it, it sounded kind of like Phantom of the Opera. It was like he was talking about how the piece looks like an organ thing, and then wanting like two tanks on either side to kind of like big and bold it, and wants like a really big, like a logbook of all of the experiments that are going on. And he really liked this little thing that I had made, this kind of little ledger kind of thing. I'm going to leave this one here and just create him something new and different up top, but using that as inspiration. So the trick is, I don't know what kind of material would work best with this. I'm not sure if, I'm not even sure what kind of desks he has. Let's just see if, I don't think he has any at all. The one that he does have, kind of got it used here. I think he's got, yeah, the wooden desk. He's got one down here that I've kind of used as a little paper pile down there. But I don't think that one had all of the little extras with it. It's just the lamp that was attached to it. It's the other version of the wood desk. It's the one that doesn't have anything on it. So I'm going to kind of, I think I'm going to use this one, not for the wooden part. I'm looking for more for the clutter that's up top. To help, because there's a lot of things I'm going to add to it to kind of dress it up a little more, but you know, using something that's already got some stuff on it, especially things like this, the bottle and the cup and everything, it really helps sell the idea that, well, that it is what it is. So we're gonna shrink that down a bit. I'm kind of using the height of this as my gauge as to how high it needs to be, should be, that kind of thing. And then I'm probably just going to work at covering it up mostly. I don't know if it'll look weird with that lamp coming out of the arm there. The only problem I'll have with this is I won't be able to tuck this in underneath very much, because anything I poke through the floor will be showing up inside the aquarium here. So have to be watchful of that. Not sure why that's looks like it's not like sitting just right. Anyway, whoops, fell right off. Try that again. Let's see. I know he said he wanted tanks on either side, which means we'll probably have to get him another one. Able to set it up on both sides, because I do believe this is the last one of these he has available, since I've used all the others up. Unless I just go ahead and get rid of this and put it over here, which I could do. Really not serving any major purpose right now, so. But so far, he's been really happy with how things have been going, which I'm delighted to hear. Embarrassingly, he's been, I guess, watching some of these streams and listening to some of my comments and things. So I hope I haven't said anything bad. But let's see it. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's copy that. But I say that because I imagine I probably say things that I probably should, you know, not. But I just rattle on and say something, and I forget that people are actually watching this, and I'm liable to get myself in trouble one of these days. Yeah, I don't know if I want that closer or whatever, but I think this will work. If nothing else, I'm going to use this desk as inspiration, because I don't think it's going to be hidden very well. And I really need to build it so that this blends better. What I almost need to see, let me see what kind of Ichthian stuff he's still got. Don't want this because that's noisy as ever. This moves, so that won't work. I don't know if I could use any of this. The thing's one is so huge, and it's got all these bits and weird booky things. See. Let's see, retaining wall maybe? It's not really the right colors, but I don't think that'll work. Gonna see though, just to be sure. Because if I could get it to work, that would be great. up front so I can kind of play around with it without actually buying it yet. I'm cheap. Let's see, the problem is I'm pretty sure that's going to be showing down in the bottom, so I'm going to see if I can get away with it though. If I bump it up enough, maybe it won't be that big of a deal. Maybe. Sort of, kind of. Yeah, let's see. There's a little thingy, but you know, maybe that could work to our advantage. I don't know. And I hate to go too far. Let me see if I can. That look all right? That might look all right. Oh gosh, I didn't buy it. Okay, we can do it again. I promise. This. Oh, let me place it directly. Oh, for crying out loud! Just being cantankerous with me. Let's see. How did we have that? 90. And then we had it just where it was tucked in. Now, is that going to be big enough? Or no, probably not. So let me just extend that. Get another retainer. Thankfully, it's the cheaper one. Not that one gold is that expensive, but you know, for beginner housing folks, you know, ones that are just doesn't have all of the, you know, months of resources that they can lean on. Prices like that stuff does matter. You know, 25 silver here is 25 silver saved or usable for something else. Okay, and then tuck that down so that it doesn't blink. It'll probably show up there. Maybe no, good. So that looks like a pretty good sized desk. Plenty of space for books and doodads and who knows what. I don't know what all he would like on here. Can't quite sneak that in just so. But I'm gonna make it work anyway. Oh gosh. Something like that. That'll work. So there's a start. It's got some papers and books and some other things. I don't know what kind of stuff he's got. I don't think he's got like the bubbling jar or anything. Uh, so let's just dig through here and see what we can plop out there. Figured books will be the biggest. Lots of books. I know he said he wanted a big ledger. This doesn't quite do that justice, I don't think. Probably not exactly what he was thinking of. So maybe I'll set up a couple of those. The reason I was able to get away with this one over here is because it's buried, the back of it's buried, so I'm going to have to rig up something else. Let's get an open book. Oh, for crying out loud. Put that there, and then let's see. Trying to figure out how to do. Now, do I want a actual full stand or just like one of those? I don't know. You've seen those like cooking book, cookbook like prop thingies that you have where it's got like a little rack on the bottom and then just a little thing in the back that holds it up. Maybe something like that. Not too big. And then maybe some backs of book here. Going nuts with the books. Okay. You know, I even forgot. I'm not sure if I mentioned all of the stuff that I did yesterday. Oh, that looks pretty weird now. The glass over it. As you can tell, I've actually added in some glass railings along the top. He wanted me to carry over the kind of delicacy of the terrariums here up to the library area, and so I've done some goofing around with decoration with the glass, just playing with some patterns. And the thing that I had in my mind was, since I can't do anything like super delicate, like really intricate as far as doing a wire shape of some sort that could be on the glass, this is my version of a rudimentary flower. It's supposed to be like a bloom of some sort. And I thought that would be fitting for his theme, his house, for it being all about plants and things. And then I just kept the railing this height. I told him if he wanted, I could go ahead and fully enclose it all the way up. But because I mean, technically, you can still jump from area to area and ignore the route that you would be expected to take. But he didn't specify if That was something he wanted. I kind of like it being open, but you know, if he wants it closed in, that's fine too. So that's mostly what we changed up above, or that I added, I should say. Just kind of boxing it in. I honestly can't remember if I've already showed this or not, but just in case I haven't. I added a table here. I'm really not sure I'm happy with the rock, because most everything else is wood, and yeah, mostly just wood. And so it kind of looks out of place, so I'll probably try and find something else. The reason I used it is because I wanted something curved to kind of follow this, and probably what I'll end up doing is using a few hover park pieces to kind of build some kind of a, not display case, but like a cabinet of some sort, and then putting things on top of the cabinet, some more pictures or plants or books, you know, lots of books. So you can see that's what I was messing with the table for. I was checking to see if the curve was too sharp. Plus, I have to check and see that if anything's snuck into the wall here, that it's not poking out into the terrarium on the other side, yada, yada, yada. I'm pretty sure I already showed the rest of the kitchen. I added the sink, a little bit of water feature there. I cleared away some of the stuff, inserted some lights. It's basically just duplicating what I had down here and bumping it up. I'd like to install some cabinets up here, but I haven't decided what pieces I'll be using yet. What else did I do? Hard to remember. I did add this little display case, but he has asked specifically for me to change it from the Drake and Stone version to probably more like the Exile wood. Because again, I'm using mostly wood, so I guess the stone and stuff does feel out of place. I switched out the legs here to better match the Oran. I did have Exile pillars, and I changed it out to Oran pillars to kind of match the yellow. Again, I'm bringing that gold pillar, the wood, a little bit more into it. I may add a few pieces here as well to kind of tie in all the furniture together. Just didn't want to do it too much, too overpowering. Just little accents here and there. So like I left these, but I changed this out, that kind of thing. Plus the fact that I didn't like that dresser that was in there. But let's see. I think that was it mostly. I added a ship hand locker for the fridge. Yeah, I think that was it. It's mostly just little stuff. And it's hard to remember what all the little stuff is that I might doodle around with, but I did kind of finish fleshing out the little tiered garden here. If he decides that he just like that, I may add an extra one here, or have one on either side. I don't know. We talked about as well how we want these tanks or whatever they are connected. He talked about using wires and stuff from the ceiling, I guess, to connect things from here to there and that kind of stuff. So that'll be a fun task to kind of get set up. But for now, let's concentrate on book stuffs. I think we should size this down a little bit. And maybe this one, just a little. I know some books are bigger than others, but kind of, I don't want to, I don't know what. Let's see, what kind of book we got here? Let's go for the cheap one, I guess. Get a couple of those. And we'll do one more open book. I'll put it there for now. So now I'm just kind of trying to add a little extra to this because he was pretty specific about wanting this desk, so I want to dress it up as realistically as possible if I can. And cluttery, but without, making it look like it's trash. Just the idea is he's very bookwormish. He does a lot of research, so we want to capitalize on that idea that he's just got all kinds of notes and things strewn everywhere and can't help himself. See. Just looking at pictures to see what kind of contraption I want to use for the book holder thing. Probably just going to simple. Let's see. Do we have any wood? Not well. We'll grab a couple. Notice I'm really getting close on the decor count again, so. And again, I'm just kind of putting something together that I think might work as a book holder, book rack, book thingy. I don't know what you call it. And then let's see, something in the back. Da, 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 da. It is really windy out. I think it's gonna try and rain again. I'm not excited about any for no rain, but let's see. I want to do this. book holder. Thanks, Bones. I guess the book rack would be more closer to like a bookshelf or something. I don't know. Nice to see you again, by the way. Kind of cheating. I don't want to fill up the whole thing. I could, you know, if I really wanted to get super detailed, but I'm trying to avoid that because that, of course, that means more pieces. And I don't really want to use up all his decor count just for the book holder. Yeah. Well, I think it's your job to think of a new name for that. The book supporter or something. Let's see. Let's try Katya's, see if that'll work for me today. I still haven't updated this silly thing. I keep forgetting. One of these days I will do it. I promise. It'll probably be when she does another update or something. And I'll go, ooh, yeah, right, I gotta fix that. So, something like that, and then I need a final one to kind of be the support back there, I guess. I don't know. Do I have another one? Yes, I have one. Guess I bought just enough. You know, it was my plan all along. This doesn't look right. Hold on a second. The angle looks wrong. Book supporters, a library. Yeah, well, I guess that could be the case. Okay. I hate all these angled bits because I never get them right. I hate calculating them out. Okay, there. He's got a book thing for his, we'll call it a thingy, a book thingy for his ledger there. And we got books. I still need to fix this one because that looks weird sitting up like that. So where should we put that one? Let's put this one. Oh, turn that. Think it. Move it. It's hard to get things just right on here because like you want it to be kind of like he's just, I don't know, just disorganized, but not. That makes sense. Let's see. Actually, I kind of look like that the book's on the floor, so I'm gonna leave that, but I'm gonna flip it. As if maybe he discovered something and left it on the floor. Of course, now that I look at it, it might not be visible that it's a book on the floor. It kind of blends in with the scenery, doesn't it? Well, pooey. Let's, I guess we'll keep it open, but there. I don't know if he really wants me to like put, you know, I put some clutter on the discarded notes or whatever over there, but I don't know if he really wants me to clutter this up per se. The thing is, I'm hesitant to put a chair here because just, it's gonna kind of break the rhythm of going back and forth. Of course, I did talk to him and he hasn't responded yet, so I don't know if he's really interested in it, but I thought about building a glass bridge or something from here to here to kind of give him a direct route from the center workstation to his desk up here, rather than always having to go around the sides. Because he did talk about maybe bringing in some of this glass work to the side as well. So it might make more sense to add some kind of a bridge type of thing. I just don't know if that's gonna look right. I mean, I think I could pull off some way for him to get up here, adding some steps or something, but I don't know if that'll work well. This thing's lagging again. Let's see. Is if I add a chair in here, I'm just gonna add one just for what kind of chairs does he have? I think the gold's a little too fancy, but just for, yeah, that just looks awful. I mean, I can't stand that. No, give him something else. Let's just go with cheap, give him a Marauder chair. I think I already tested this one over here, so for like seating height and everything, so we'll kind of use our guide for something like better. Yeah, Bucharest sounds better. Okay, so see, if I add a chair here and make it look right, it's going to be a really tight fit there. So I'm almost pretty confident that some type of a bridge would help, not only spanning this, but some room to kind of walk around the chair to get to the other side without it feeling too crowded. So we'll leave the desk alone for now. I'm sure there's some other things I could add to it, probably bottles and stuff. And of course, we need things for inside the tank. I could move that over here. Do I have that linked? I don't think so. Linked to something. Hold on. What is it linked to? Goofy thing. Okay, maybe it is linked. Or it's just deceptive, I guess. Notice the one shrooms kind of explode. I'll have to fix those later. Or shrooms. I think I'll just set it out here and just piece it bit by bit. That'd be easier, I think. But we'll see. Glass. This was the wood, I think, and I used a different one over here, I think. Yeah, these were the walnuts. So let's go with the wood, I guess. This is probably not going to work at all, but I'm going to try it anyway. Yeah, I've got a walnut one left. So now I wonder, should I use it? Should I not use it? Let's just go with the wood. Okay, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. I ain't gonna be able to do too much until he cleans out a few more things, that's for sure. Let's see, what size are these over here? Even click on one. 0.34. I think that's probably going to be too small for what I'm thinking of, but we'll try it anyway. Start there and then see where we go. And I kind of get this centered up, sort of. Let's see. Push that out and now just make it more flush with the top there. So I'm just going to start off with the small ones and we'll arch it over kind of sort of and see if we can kind of set up a walkway that's smooth, because again I want it to not be clunky here, which will probably be tricky because of the way I have this set up, so we will see how that works out. I'm not checking angles or anything, I'm just kind of arcing it down so it gets to where I want, so I can adjust it as we go. It's no biggie. Other than the trouble of trying to see where the heck it's lined up. Come on, get up. Oh, there we go. Probably going to be too steep of a upward thing. Oh, maybe not. Just need to work on setting up some kind of a good stair thing there. So what we'll do is, I definitely don't want to move this because it was a pain in the butt to try and get sorted just right. Same with this, so we'll move this over here, I guess. Or maybe I could attach it to this somewhere. Maybe that would make more sense. I don't know. We'll just kind of set it aside for now. I already have another guildmate inquiring about having me help them figure out some stuff for their place. Again, it's just another, mostly just consultation kind of thing going on. I'm not really actually doing any building for them. But they're looking to set up like a post-apocalyptic scenario kind of thing. Their place is called like the Wasteland or something. And it should be interesting to kind of come up with some ideas. For those kind of builds, it sounds easy because, you know, you just use scraps, whatever you kind of have to mishmash together something. But to that end, it's like it's sometimes tough to kind of make it look like convincing without it being, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but whoa. I'm looking to see about using these as the stairs without having to actually really do anything. Because I is lazy. Okay, let's pull that. Is it there? But it's been fun to kind of look at some of the pictures he's already kind of collected for inspiration, and that already got me thinking, well, how would you set something up like that, make it look convincing but without it looking too junky? Because I have seen a few like junkyards, which there's one of my faves, I can't even think of the name of this place, but he did a really fantastic job about making it junky, but it's still organized. Is that, I don't know if that's even possible. It's done a really nice job of it. Okay, do I need an extra? Let me walk it just to make sure. That seems all right. Just needs something to join this up, I think. Yeah, exactly. It will be tough. I've seen some do it in part, where I've seen some like Finrath, he had like, or I should say Samson, he's Samson on the Twitch. He had like a meteor that had crashed in, so he had a lot of fire put in and broken, you know, he made it look like broken glass and, you know, sparking wires hanging down, but we don't have a lot of, you know, like the rusted bits. I did direct him to like the ramshackle fencing. That's a really good piece because it's got like, it's made of metal, wood, and wire, and it's got like a hole in it that he could probably use in different ways. But yeah, you're right. There's just not a lot of pieces that kind of suit that. That looks crooked, doesn't it? Doesn't look like it's the right angle anymore. Let me fix it. Maybe it's just out of alignment there. Let's see. Where did I move that? But I know there's a few fab kits that could work. There's like the one that's, yeah, weathered. Weathered is exactly the word. The fab kits I'm thinking of is like, I know there's one that's like a crashed ship or something. Not the flying saucer one, but not the meteor, but the other one. I think if it's blasted something, maybe. It might prove okay if you're looking for a bit It's just like another one was asking on the forum about some ideas for their plot, and I suggested they were saying that theirs was an engineer, but he's looking to change his lifestyle to a little bit more calmer living, and he's really good with putting things together. So I suggested maybe he should open up a repair garage, and I started trying to think of all the fab kits that would work well with that. Like it's not. That doesn't feel like that looks smooth enough. Doesn't seem to want to pull up it all the time. I hate that too, because then it feels like it gets stuck. I noticed that those are sticking out here. I'll figure out something. First, let's get this facing. I don't know if that has to. Maybe I'm gonna have to get another one. That doesn't feel smooth. I don't think he has any more pressure dividers though. No. Maybe if I can get him to get one or two more of those, it'll be good. I see Katya's toolkit would probably be really good at making sure these are all spaced exactly, but notice I'm just eyeballing it again. I'm very into just eyeballing it. Well, that seems to work okay. If I get an extra set, that'll be alright, I think. Now the question is, do we want to leave it that narrow? I think it'll be alright. Maybe extend this just to right here. That kind of thing. Maybe. First I gotta figure out if I'm gonna leave this, what am I gonna use it? Some kind of doohickey here will cover up my mess. I have either a metal and wood barrel or a skinny barrel. I like the skinny barrel because it's kind of yellowish. Where'd it go? Let's see if I can cover it up with this. How cheap is that? Kind of cheating. That's what I was afraid of. Doesn't quite mask it, does it? Too good to be true. A little better. Poking at it until it operates. Doesn't look as noticeable. I think that'll work. Again, it's that yellow. I like the yellow I know it's not the exact yellow as the Ixian stuff, but it's close enough for me. I think that'll work. Okay. I don't know why I'm in walk mode. I forgot what I was doing with that for. Another reload to get it to quit bobbing like it does. Okay, so now he's got a quick way up here. We need to fix this a little bit. Let's see, how much glass do we got left? Zippo. Well, let's I guess we'll just spin the rest of it in the glass. So now we cannot buy anything else until he goes through his stuff. Check that again. I could go through and maybe recommend some things that he could get rid of. Stuff typically off of the vendor that I don't think he would have too much trouble reacquiring. Or, you know, he could just hold off. We'll suspend the rest of the build until free-to-play hits if he's, you know, intent on extending his decor limit that way. I know I'll be doing that because I just couldn't stand it if there's a possibility to upgrade my decor limit and I not take it. So I'll probably be spending money on that. It's sad, but that's the way it goes. Okay, so I have 7 pieces I can work with. Let's see what we can do with that. Whatever I do, I want to make sure I kind of make it look like it's semi-finished. In case, you know, he suspends the build for a little bit. It's going to be suspended a little bit anyway until he gets okay, that doesn't look lined up right. So we're going to have to adjust it just a little. Off just by a little bit. Smidge. Well, I guess it's actually all right, but it just looks off because of the way it's sitting, so we'll just kind of nudge it. Now I'm checking where I've got it so I can match the other one. And the reason I'm offsetting it a little bit so it doesn't do that flickering too much, it's going to do it anyway because just the nature of the glass. But I want to push these others just a little bit to kind of keep it from doing it too much. Because you'll see it, especially over here, where it's like a lot of layering going on. Depending on how your camera moves, the frosting kind of changes a little bit. So okay, so that leaves me with how many pieces? 5. Well, if I put 1 here, it's 2, 4. Yeah, we'll leave it like that with the locks these corners in, I think, is what we'll do. Anyone watching this is like, she has no clue what she's doing, and they would be right. I am not clear. I do not have a plan. I mean, I have an idea, but very iffy. I'd almost be tempted to make these actually half the size, but since kind of mirroring that, it looks better if it's the same. It just feels really big for the Orin. In fact, he may request it to be lowered as well because like we're looking through the glass instead of over it. Whereas the like Mordesh and the Granoff, they would be like over it. But you know, such is life. So let's see. And the reason I wanted to use glass here is because I was concerned about obscuring the aquarium too much. With the glass, it kind of leaves that open for view, so still notice it and it'll make you interested in coming. That was my, grand plan anyway. Uh, so the idea would be we'd have this little alcove here for his desk work, and then we'll probably line the glass up around the edge here. Maybe even down this, but this will be a little trickier because it's at an angle and not only curved, but it's a slopes too. Yeah, that's true, Bones. Sometimes you do have to experiment too. Sometimes it's those accidents while I'm fiddling around that I at least think I'm doing something clever. It's not always the case, but um, and it's often what I tell guildies or other people that are asking about um, or talking about how they're intimidated by the housing. That's like, the best thing to do is just get in there and start plopping stuff down and taking a look at it. And you can't expect to do these kind of like little builds like this overnight. That takes a lot of tweaking, not necessarily planning. It's just one, having the imagination to think, well, could I do that? And then the patience and the luck of putting it together like you want. So, okay, let's see. Take a look at it from over here. Yeah, if we have the glass up along the edge, we might not bring it down the side. I don't know. I think that would be a little too much, but definitely maybe up at the top. That would work. Here and here. And just leaving these areas open. Just like I didn't want to bring the glass over to the staircase here, mostly because I was concerned that if I put the glass in too narrowly, if it lined up, it might cause some collision problems. I think it's wide enough to support it, but I just didn't want to trouble the headache if it didn't. Okay, so we're pretty stuck on being able to add new things. I did mention to him that he needs to try and get a hold of another Chua tank. I've been keeping an eye on the age for some of the things that he might need. But again, it's one of those deals that takes time to kind of come up with it. This side over here, if he decides he's okay with leaving this as some kind of weird contraption thingy, then I think this side will be pretty much done. But this side, I do think I want to add another tiered garden area, but of course that's a tricky one because that does take a lot of pieces. I forget how many of the flower pots that we added in, and I still need to add some flowers and things to it to kind of flesh it out. Oh, well, that sounds pretty nifty. I'm not going to mention it so it doesn't give it away, and others might, steal your idea, but it does sound interesting, Bones. And we're getting some more rocks and things that could help you with that. Of course, have you seen the new dragon walls from the PTR? You might actually like those. It probably would fit that kind of a thing perfectly, in fact. Is there kind of stony and has some like little teeth, and of course, you did say they were dragons, so yeah, it would probably be right up their alley. They're kind of yellowish, I think, if I remember right. But they come in got like a short one, kind of like a just a basic wall. Looks like yellowish stone with like little teeth bits up at the top. It's basically just pointed stones, I guess, to make it look like teeth. And then they've got some curved ones and some tall ones. In fact, I'm going to be hoping to use some of that for the build on my main plot soon. But if you look close, there's like little skulls and stuff inside it too, you know, in places in the rock. So it's kind of creepy. But I think that, yeah, I think the idea you have, it would be ideal for that. So, okay, I'm gonna try and stick this silly tree in here again. Let's see, I guess it was more this way. And let's see, what's the name of these things? Curious purple mushroom. Man, I hope that one was called a curious mushroom too. 'Cause if not, then I'm gonna have to figure out what the heck. I think it was the blue one. Was it blue, blue, blue? Yeah, blue nightmare. Was that the one? No. No. Crud. Okay, well, let's just do the curious ones, I guess, first. Gotta shrink it down a little bit. Just so that it's kind of inside the tank. That's the main thing. I don't remember how exactly I had this arranged.